my friends, and welcome back to another video. Today I have a haul for you all. I haven't done a haul since October and it's been a while, so I have quite a bit of books. I think I have like 15 here to show you, and I'm really excited. I am trying to be better about book buying this year because I learned my lesson in 2022 that I need to be more selective about which new releases I purchase because I did not have good luck in 2022 and I spent a lot of money on new releases that I didn't end up liking. So I am going to be more selective this year. This haul is actually a combination of books that were sent to me and books I bought with my own money. But yeah, I have quite a bit of books to show you, so I figured we can get started and get right into the haul. These first two books were sent to me by one of you. Thank you so much, Lincoln. It means so much to me. I appreciate it more than you even know. And the first book is The Necrophiliac by Gabrielle Whitkop. This book was actually recommended to me by Juan from Plagued by Visions. I love him so much and he told me that I should read this book, and I am going to listen to him. I'm a little bit nervous because I'll be honest, if you watch his videos you know what I'm saying, but he is just so thoughtful and he just says so many profound things, and that is kind of the opposite of how I feel. I read a book and then I'm like, yeah, that's good book or bad book, you know? So I am a little nervous because I feel like my brain might not be able to comprehend this book on the same level that his does. So I'm really hoping that I actually really like it. It sounds very interesting. This is a translated novella. It's French. It's very short, which I'm very excited about because if it's short, I feel like I have a better opportunity to take it in and think about it a little bit easier. If it was a bit bigger, I think I would be a little nervous, but I'm very interested, especially with the name The Necrophiliac. I mean, it sounds very dark, it sounds disturbing, and I'm very interested in it. Very nervous because, again, Juan is just so smart. He's so smart. I just hope that my brain can handle what's inside of this. And the next book from Lincoln is Unbury Carol by Josh Malerman. So this will be my second attempt at a Josh Malerman book. The first was Goblin. Goblin was a short story, short novella collection, and I just unhauled it. I didn't like it very much. It just didn't really feel like my kind of stories, and I'm not a big fan of Bird Box, so I never picked it up. So this will be my second attempt at a Josh Malerman. I currently have Daphne as a NetGalley arc that I haven't read yet either, which I know a lot of people loved as well. So I am very excited to give Josh Malerman another chance. So basically from the back of the book, it talks about the main character Carol, who suffers from a dreadful affliction which makes her fall into long comas. And these comas are like waking slumbers, indistinguishable from death, it says. And her husband wants her next one to be her last, so he is going to bury her alive. And I think that sounds very interesting. It sounds kind of like a movie, like it should be a movie or something like that, but I don't know, I'm very interested. I want to see if maybe Josh Malerman isn't for me, or if maybe Goblin just wasn't the book that I should have started with to try out his writing. I don't know why, but it kind of reminds me of like a Lifetime movie or something like that. So I'm very interested to check this one out. So thank you again, Lincoln. I really appreciate both books. This one I just got in the mail yesterday, and that is The Good Son by Jung Yoo Jung. And this is a Korean crime thriller, I think that's what this is, and it sounds very, very, very fascinating. Basically, this is about the main character who is 25 years old. He wakes up one morning to find his mother's murdered body at the bottom of the stairs, and unfortunately he suffers from seizures and he doesn't remember what happened the previous night. So he goes on this journey to try and figure out what happened to his mom. I actually haven't heard anything about this book. I found it while scrolling on, I think it was Goodreads. I was looking through Goodreads and I found it by accident, or I found it on Barnes & Noble. I don't remember, but I was scrolling somewhere and I came across this, and I'm pretty sure I haven't heard anyone talking about it. So I think it sounds really, really interesting, and I'm really, really excited for this one. I have plans for a Japanese Korean reading vlog, so I think this one is going to go in there because I think it sounds really, really good. I'm really, really, really excited for this one, and I actually really like the cover. I really think it's cool. I don't know. It's just really interesting to me. I really like it. So I'm very excited to read this one. This one was also sent to me by a subscriber. Thank you so much, Christy. It means so much to me. Again, just thank you. And that is Betty Bites Back. This is a short story collection. One, look at the cover. Look at this cover. Oh my god. I've been eyeing this for so long because the cover is so cute. I love this cover so much. On the back it says, "Feminist fiction to frighten the patriarchy." And I think this sounds so much fun. So there are 16 short stories in this collection, and I don't think I know any of the authors. I don't think I recognize any of the names, so I'm actually really, really, really excited to give this one a read and just discover new authors. And you know, I'm all for women in horror and women characters and women-based stories, so I am very, 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 very excited to give this one a read. The next book is The Haunting of Maddie Clare by Simone St. James. I love Simone St. James. I discovered her last year and I just love her writing so, so much. So I knew I had to pick this book up. I don't know too much about it. From what it sounds like, it's about the main character. I guess she works for a temp agency and she gets assigned to a ghost hunter, and they are trying to investigate the spirit of the 19-year-old maid Maddie Clare, who is said to haunt the barn where she committed suicide. So of course Simone St. James always does a dual timeline, so I'm assuming we will get Maddie's point of view and the main character Sarah's point of view as well. I always enjoy a Simone St. James story. I always enjoy the dual timeline and just the mystery aspect, the ghost kind of aspect to her stories. So I am very interested in reading this one. I'll probably read The Broken Girls before I read this one, just because I think I'm more excited for The Broken Girls, but I am very excited to give this one a read and just have another Simone St. James book in my collection. This one was actually sent to me, and this is Woman of the Year by Darcy Bell. This is actually coming out in March 21st, so the day after my birthday. But yeah, I got an arc of this in the mail. I don't believe I've read anything by Darcy Bell, but it says that this is the author of A Simple Favor, which I have seen the movie of that book, so I guess I'm slightly familiar with this author. I'm only familiar with the movie, but I am very interested. I don't know too much about this book. Like I said, I just got it in the mail. So what it says on the back is Lorelai and Holly, they became friends years ago, and all those years ago their friendship ended very badly. It went sour, and Lorelai lost her promising future, and now years later Holly has everything that Lorelai ever wanted. So now Lorelai is going to seek revenge because of what happened all those years ago, but somebody else is stalking Holly, and I guess she's gonna get roped into whatever's going on in Holly's life. So I don't really know what to expect from this book. It seems pretty short though, so it should be a fairly quick, fast-paced thriller. And I mean, I'm excited to check out this author. I, again, never read anything by them, but this sounds like it could be fun. This next book was also sent to me by the publishers, and this is All the White Spaces by Allie Wilkes. I am fairly certain I wanted to read this last year, and I never got around to it again. There were so many releases that kind of just overwhelmed me, so I never got a chance to read this one. I actually don't know too much about it either, but from what I gather, the main character kind of sneaks onto this Antarctic expedition, and when the men get to this expedition, they realize that something is very, very wrong with the area that they're in. So of course it's going to be like a cold, wintry, snowy, isolated setting. I think it sounds really good. I don't know if this is like supernatural. I'm not really sure. I haven't heard too much about this book. I don't really remember if I've seen anything positive or negative about this one, so I am very interested in it. It's kind of chunky. It's a little chunkier than I expected it to be, but yeah, I'm very interested in it, and you know I love an isolated snowy setting, so again, it should be a fun time. This one was also sent to me, and it is Premeditated Myrtle, a Myrtle Hardcastle mystery by Elizabeth C. Bunce, and I actually got 1, 2, 3, and 4 of this series. This actually looks really, really cute. It sounds like an English version of Nancy Drew. It says, introducing Myrtle Hardcastle, your favorite new amateur detective, a wickedly smart 12-year-old with a keen interest in criminology and a nose for murder. I just think this sounds so cute. Like, this just sounds like it's gonna be a cozy, fun time. It shouldn't be anything too hard to read or too serious. It'll just be kind of like a fun little murder mystery series to read. And again, it kind of reminds me of the English version of Nancy Drew, and I did love Nancy Drew growing up, and I still love Nancy Drew, so I feel like this kind of, my inner child is like, yes, you're gonna love this. I think this will be perfect for when I'm getting a little tired of horror or thrillers and I'm just like, oh, I need a break. I think something like this, a middle grade mystery, would just be really fun to pick up, so I'm very excited to give this series a read. This next book is one that I've had on my wish list for a really, really long time. I wasn't planning on picking it up, but I don't know, it just sounds really eerie, and I don't know, I think it's gonna be something I'll really enjoy, and that is And the Trees Crept In by Dawn Kurtagich. I don't know if that's correct. I'm very sorry if that is wrong. I'm not sure. That's how it looks like I would sound it out, but again, could be 100% wrong. So this is, I believe, a YA horror, and I don't know too much about it, but it just says that when Stila and Nori arrive at their aunt's home, it's immediately clear that the manor is cursed. It says that it seems like ever since they arrived, the trees are creeping in closer and closer. I don't know, something about this just sounds really eerie and spooky. YA horror is a hit or a miss sometimes. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's really bad. So I'm unsure. Again, I haven't heard too much about this book, but it has been on my wish list for a really long time, and there's just something about it. Something about it sounds very eerie and spooky, and I don't know, I really want to read it. So I'm hoping I really like it. I'm nervous, but I do like the sound of it, and I am really excited to give it a chance. This next one is an ARC as well, and that is The Golden Spoon by Jessa Maxwell. This is coming out April 4th of this year, and it sounds very, very interesting. This is about a baking competition, and things start going wrong at this baking competition. You know, a little bit of sabotage here and there, little things, and then murder happens, which I think this sounds so much fun, and I really like baking. Like, in real life, I do like to bake, but I also like baking competition shows, and I like that kind of thing. This kind of sounds like the Great British Bake Off mixed with murder, and that intrigues me a lot. It sounds really interesting. I think I'll enjoy it. I love a murder mystery locked room, whatever it's called. I don't know what that's called. Every time I say it, I think it sounds weird. A locked room mystery, is that what they're called? Or they're all in one spot. Anyways, they're gonna be at this place holding the competition, and then the murder is gonna happen. So they're gonna have to solve it there, and they're gonna have a competition to actually do as well. I think it'll be a fun read, and I'm excited to give it a go. This next one is Ghost Eaters by Clay McLeod Chapman. I bought this during the Barnes & Noble 50% hardcover sale. I was going to read this last year because this was a new release, but because of how bad the new releases were last year, I kind of stopped buying them, and so I never got around to buying Ghost Eaters, but I was really excited for this one, and I've seen a lot of people talking about it. Basically, the main character, her name is Erin, which is another reason why I think I like it, because I just like when there are Erins in books. I don't know, it interests me. But the main character, Erin, her ex-boyfriend actually dies of an overdose, and then her and her friends discover this drug that if you take it, you can see and speak to the dead. So I don't know what to expect with this book. I've heard that it's kind of wild. I'll be honest, it doesn't sound like something I would love, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I won't like it. It just is going to be a different kind of book for me. So I'm very excited to try it. I think the cover is really cool, very pretty. So I'm excited to have this one now. I think everyone I know is talking about this book, and it actually just showed up today. Thank goodness for my video. But that is How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. I love Grady Hendrix. I'm a big fan of his books. I've pretty much, well, with the exception of one, I've pretty much loved every book that I've read from him. So I'm very, very, very excited for this one. I don't know anything about it. I don't want to know anything about it. I am going to go in as blind as I can and just experience this Grady Hendrix for what it is. I know a lot of people don't like this cover, but I actually really do like this cover. I don't think it's bad. I don't know why everyone hates it. I think it's fine. Very excited. I'm very, very, very excited. This is one of my anticipated releases, so I hope I really like it. I've seen really good things so far from everyone reading it. I've been missing out because everyone got theirs already and everyone's been reading it, so I feel really behind, but it sounds like everyone's been loving this one, so I am excited and nervous, as always with a new release, but mostly excited. I am so excited for this book, and that is Man-Made Monsters. I don't know if the author's name is Andrea or Andrea L. Rogers. This is actually a short story collection. It's a YA horror, and the author is Indigenous. So I am so excited to read this. I've been really into short story collections lately. I don't know why. I've just really, really been interested in them lately, and this cover, look at it! This is so pretty. Oh my god. There's something about it. It's just so pretty. Every time I look at it, I just like, I want to display it. I just want to have it on like my bookshelves, like just standing up so you can all see it, because it's just, it's too pretty. Like, it's just so pretty. I'm so excited for this one. I think it's going to be so good. It says that we're gonna have like actual monsters, so werewolves, vampires, zombie kind of things, but also like human monsters as well, which you know is my favorite. So I think this collection is gonna be so good. I am so excited to read this, and I don't know. It's just beautiful, and I'm so excited. The next and last two books are my book of the month picks. So this one was from December, I believe, and that is All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Willingham. I I don't think I even read the description of this one, I'll be honest. I just bought it because I remember really enjoying A Flicker in the Dark? A Flicker in the Dark, is that what it's called? Her first book. I got that one as the book of the month last 2021. December of 2021. I think that's when I got A Flicker in the Dark. I don't really remember anymore. It's all blurring together. But I actually don't know anything about this book. I really don't know what the plot is. So I just read the cover really quick because I didn't know anything about this book. But apparently the main character and her husband, a year ago, their son was actually taken out of his crib while he was sleeping and while they were asleep, and they haven't been able to find him since. So now her whole life is dedicated to finding her missing child, and she agrees to be interviewed by a podcaster, but the podcaster kind of makes her nervous, and I don't know, I think she feels weird about the podcaster, and so she kind of goes down this path to try and find out what really happened to her son. And now that I know the plot description, I actually think this sounds really, really good. So now I'm even more excited for this one. And the last book in this haul is January's book of the month pick, which is What Lies in the Woods by Kate Alice Marshall. I was really, really excited for this one because I heard about this at the end of 2022 and I knew I wanted to get my hands on this one. So I was really excited when I saw this as the book of the month pick. This book is about the main character Naomi, who 22 years ago, her and her friends were in the woods and she was attacked and suffered a bunch of stab wounds but lived. So they identified the person that did it, and it was a serial killer, and so they put this person away for all of these crimes, but apparently that's not the truth. And now one of the friends wants to tell the truth about what happened all those years ago, but she ends up disappearing. So Naomi goes on a hunt to try and find her friend, but also to try and find what actually happened in the woods all those years ago. I think this one sounds so good. I am so excited for this one. I think I'm going to read this one very, very soon because I'm just really excited by it. I don't know, the plot really interests me. I think it's going to be a good one. I hope. Hopefully. But I am very excited to give this one a read now. Alright my friends, that's going to do it for my first haul of 2023. I'm going to try to be really good about hauls this year. I can't guarantee it, but I am going to try my best not to keep buying so many new books, especially new releases, because I learned my lesson. But I love hauls. I love buying new books. I love getting book recommendations. I just love sharing book purchases with you all. I love you telling me your book purchases. It's just all really fun for me, and I love doing them. It's hard for me because I love hauls, so I can't say that I won't do as many hauls as last year, but hopefully I'll be better about the books I'm putting in to these hauls. So I hope you found this fun. If you've read any of these books, please let me know in the comments down below what you thought. I would love to hear your opinions and hear your thoughts, if I'm gonna like them, if I'm gonna hate them. I would love to know. Let me know in the comments down below what the last book you purchased was. I would be very interested to hear. I don't know why, I'm just nosy, I can't help it. So let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. It lets me know that you enjoy hauls and this kind of content. That way I can keep providing you with this kind of content in the future. If you haven't, feel free to subscribe to my channel. We can become friends, talk about books, horrifying books, thrilling books, romance books, manga, all that good fun stuff. And with that being said, I hope you are having a great day, night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!